The Nintendo Direct has been and gone, but I can promise you there is a lot more to look forward to than it seems. We've actually got a whole bunch of games dropping each month. Well, that is apart from November, which is weird because I can't imagine why. No, nothing. I'm an increasingly hot and sweaty Maheen Kassor here for Video Game Town, and here's everything announced during the Nintendo Direct by release date order. Let's start with what was shadow dropped from the Nintendo Direct, which you can play right now, which surprisingly didn't include any GameCube NSO games. First up is DK Challenge, something new that we haven't seen before, and like a lot of new age Nintendo ideas, Donkey Kong seems to be the guinea pig here too. A bunch of challenges from Donkey Kong games are available to complete to win virtual cards, and I'm sorry, even though they're virtual, there's nothing I want more than to show off my collectible Donkey Kong cards. Well, I mean, virtual cards. Also dropped on the same day is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. But new features in this version include new equipment designs, voice-acted heart-to-heart conversations, and a motorbike. Cause when in doubt, add a motorbike to the game. The Skyrim of Nintendo games, Xenoblade Chronicles is now on Switch 2, which makes it the 5th Nintendo console this will be playable on, believe it or not. Next up, the final thing to be shadow dropped after the Direct was the Starfox demo. I've played it, and I can say I had a lot more fun than I thought I'd have with it. Whoa! That makes me feel sick. Let's do it again. And it's free, so go check it out now. Now, moving on from shadow drops, on June 24th, Deltarune Chapter 5 comes out free on Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. In a trailer that I defo didn't think was Pikmin, we see the closest thing we'll ever get to an Earthbound revival. And one day, I'll get to playing this game. But first, I do want to play Undertale. And even before that, I want to play Mother 3. And then before that, I want to finish Earthbound. I'll play it one day. Then, one day later, on June 25th, Starfox releases. By then, I'd hoped you'd have played the demo, so you'll know exactly if you want this remake of a Nintendo 64 classic by then. And with some nostalgic music I'm sure people may recognize from a Super Smash Bros. Game or two, added multiplayer co-op features, a new first-person mouse control mode, and more. Get the new Starfox game when it's out on June 25th. Or not. I'm not your mum. Moving on to July now, and gamers aren't exactly known to have rhythm or really stand up much at all. But on July 2nd, Rhythm Heaven Groove comes out. With a new multiplayer feature with over 30 multiplayer games, you can now have no rhythm with all your friends. For the next game, you'll only have to wait around 22 days more when Splatoon Raiders comes out. With extensive gameplay footage shown during the Nintendo Treehouse event, which happened after the main direct, this is a single-player Splatoon game, centered on looting and shooting. Could this be the new Destiny killer? Probably not. But this new, grittier and less colourful Splatoon will show what development team Nintendo EPD can do without the restraints of having to keep weapons balanced for online competitive multiplayer. Is this the Halo ODST of Splatoon? Can I stop referencing this game as any other shooter? The answer to both of those is maybe not, but it's still bound to be a great game. May I add, it is a heatwave here in East London, so throughout the course of this video, prepare to see me get sweatier and shinier. Next up! Now you'll just have a week to get through Splatoon if you want to keep up, as Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Nintendo Switch 2 Edition is coming out July 30th. Not a whole new game here, but with improvements like controlling blades and new action battles, new rare blades and blade quests, and new equipment for Pyro and Mithra. If you're looking for a way to dive back into Xenoblade Chronicles 2, there's no better way than this on July 30th. Moving on to August now, and as summer season is coming to an end, jump back into Pokopia with some DLC, with the first one coming in August, with part 2 coming late 2026, and a new town in 2027. Bubbly Basin features the game's first underwater biome, with more water Pokemon including Poplio and Mudkip. And just look at how some of the old mons swim, as if this game couldn't get any cuter. The August update is free, but with part 2 coming this year and part 3 coming next year, Nintendo did let us know that we can totally just pay for it now if we wanted. How kind and thoughtful of them. And finally, before we move on to the full season, even though there's still no official release date for Duskbloods, a closed beta has been promised for sometime this summer. And as someone who barely got through Elden Ring whilst trying to keep my sanity, this one might not be for me, but I'm glad to see From Software making Nintendo exclusive games. This is how it's done, people. Games companies, stop laying people off and instead get people to make new IP for Switch 2. On to September now, and another non-Nintendo company making Switch 2 exclusive games comes in the form of Orbitals, a space adventure with an 80s cop show anime vibe to it that's co-op only. And if you're sat there thinking, oh, a female lead and a blue man, wow, even Nintendo is too woke now, don't worry, because you probably don't have any friends to play it with anyway. Think It Takes Two meets Cowboy Bebop meets Guardians of the Galaxy. I've yet to use the game share option on my Switch 2, but as this game has it available even through online use and even shareable with Switch 1 users, maybe you won't even have to buy it when it comes out on September 3rd. From one woke game to another, this cast of the new Fire Emblem game not only looks epic, but very different compared to your average JRPG, and comes out September 17th. Now I know why it's called Fortune's Weave. These characters look melanated, and it's great to see something unique for once. The standout character from the whole direct is featured here, and let me say, to the girls, gays and theys, we've won. Look at her! And if this isn't our Fire Emblem representative in the next Smash game, truly what are we doing here? Now moving closer to the release date of GTA 6 on October 1st, Rayman Legends Retold comes to Switch 2. And for those of you that heard this in the direct,
dive into 4 new musical stages.
Touch this.
Yes, that was MC Hammer's You Can't Touch This. So if you're looking for some 4-player co-op fun, then Rayman Legends Retold is the one for you. On October 22nd, we're returning to Woohoo Island. But don't fret, because even I was worried about the return of these weird, non-me characters. And I can assure you, me's definitely are in the game too. Another weird addition to this game is thumb wrestling. And as weird as it looks, I might have to wait and see how this feels IRL. Also, by looking at this, it seems like we're probably not getting a new ARMS game anytime soon. Gosh, I hope the ARMS fans aren't up in arms about this one. I said I hope the ARMS fans aren't up in. Next up on the same day and based on the mobile Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, this is Final Fantasy Resonance. A new 2D, HD, 3D, Double D take on the previous game's story with a bunch of your favorite Final Fantasy characters like Clive, Noctis, and Sephiroth. With this being the first Final Fantasy game to adopt the 2D HD art style, should we expect the exclusion of characters from the original like Ariana Grande and Katy Perry in the game? Yes, they were in the game. And then one day later, not the One Piece game that we wanted, but the one we deserve, One Piece Grand Gourmet comes out on the 23rd of September. A cooking restaurant simulator that sees over 400 characters in the series and the use of devil fruits to cook food. I heard Ace really likes donuts. Hopefully we get a new Pirate Warriors or Odyssey game soon, but in the meantime, this'll do. Next up in November, well, you know, sometimes it's nice to go out into the world and just appreciate the earth that Mother Nature has in store for us and appreciate the birds and the trees and the air and the grass. Who am I kidding? You're playing GTA 6. In a very tough position to be in. Next up, starting off December, on the 3rd is Xenoblade Chronicles Free Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. Rounding off the Switch 2 upgrades to the Xenoblade series, this one sees new defensive battles against waves of enemies, a new hero and hero quest, and newly voiced event scenes. But that's not the only JRPG coming to the Switch 2 that uses British voices and that's released on the same day. As if that wasn't enough competition, Dragon Quest Monsters The Withered World releases December 3rd as well. The game is truly an ode to some of Toriyama's best creature designs, and as he was someone who was confirmed to enjoy making smaller monsters than bosses or main heroes in games, this is truly a special game for fans. The next few games don't have a release date per se, but they're so far away that I can't wait to hear more about them in the next couple of months. And we'll start off with Ocarina of Time. There wasn't much shown here, which is weird for a game still confirmed to be coming out this year. And with the exact same title as the original, get The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time when it comes out this year. Just make sure you get the right one. Moving on to next year now, and with no confirmed release date, Xenoblade Genesis is next. Not a numbered title in the series, but if we're following the continued gap between the Xenoblade games releasing for Switch 2, we could hope to see this game in the first quarter of 2027. The first Xenoblade game made for 4K, expect all your favourite things about a Xenoblade game to be present here, with the British accents, bombastic world, cute creatures, and not a Dragon Quest game releasing on the same day in sight. For now. One of the wackiest announcements here, I did not expect a Nintendo Direct to be the place where we saw Kingdom Hearts 4 news. With no release date at all, we have no idea how long we'll be waiting for this game. But we have been told it will come day 1 to Switch 2, which makes me 3 more times likely to buy it, and 4 more times likely that you're probably done with this numbering joke now. And that's everything that was announced during the last Nintendo Direct. Please remember to like and subscribe to Video Game Town, and if you made it to the end, let us know in the comments, what are you least looking forward to? Till next time, bye!